Hello, everybody, and welcome back finally to Monster Hunter Wilds. We have had a ton of information drop from outlets all over the world that all apparently had different guidelines for what they could upload. So we've been looking at everything, and I'm here to break down all of that information into their own separated videos so you can hopefully find what you need and digest them in an easier way than just scouring the internet for hours. This video is all about things customization. So customizing your Seikret, your pop-up tent, armor crafting, weapon crafting, skills that we've been able to find on armor, changes to the decoration and armor systems, all of that good stuff. There will, of course, be timestamps so you can go through and look at what you specifically are interested in, and skills that we have seen in this new footage will appear at the very end of the video, and it will be clearly stated before we talk about it. So if you're someone who does not want to know about any of this stuff in terms of skills before you get in the game yourself, you can very easily avoid it. I'll have a lot more videos coming out about, of course, all this new information, but we're also nearly at the Game Awards, and you know they're going to be at the Game Awards. There's going to be a lot of new information coming. So make sure to subscribe, and let's jump into our first customization. The first customization we are taking a look at is your Seikret customization. Now, we knew that this was going to be possible based on the TGS gameplay because they were using a totally different Seikret. They talked about the fact that you could change stuff and that you could name your Seikret. We also saw in some of the different version of Wilds that you could pre-order that there were things for your Seikret. I did not expect it to be as intense as it is. Customizing your Seikret is as in-depth as anything else in the game. You can pick things like skin color, inner feather color, outer feather color, pattern thickness, pattern color, pattern transparency. You can change their eye color, including them having different colored eyes for each eye. Decoration type, which is some of the stuff that we saw for the different versions of Wilds that you can buy. Pendant type, which you'll be familiar with if you've played Monster Hunter before and put pendants on your weapons. You can also put them on your Seikret. And of course, you can change their name. So this is a fully customizable part of your crew that you can truly make your own. And in terms of changing the colors, you are changing everything. It's a full color wheel. You can change the hue, saturation, and brightness. You can create your own custom colors. And the Seikret that they end up making in this IGN video, which is where this footage is from, ends up looking really freaking cool. Like, the options for customization are, of course, really cool, but the Seikrets just look really good. When I saw this, they went with a green and pink purple kind of vibe, and I was like, ah yes, I too will make an Evangelion Seikret. But then I thought, no, I'm more likely going to be changing my Seikret's customization based on my current armor. So you will find me in this menu a lot, trying to match my Seikret's fashion with my fashion. Do you guys have any initial thoughts about what kind of Seikret you're gonna make? Are you gonna make just one Seikret where that's gonna be what your Seikret looks like forever? Do you think you're gonna switch it up a lot? Let me know. I will be switching it up a lot, and I'm telling you, you guys will be farming endgame monsters, and I'll be here still diddling with my tents and my Seikrets. Speaking of tents, next we're going to talk about your Popup Camp customization. Now, this was another thing that we knew about, but we knew a little bit less because the only time that they had really talked about this was at a New York Comic-Con panel. And that panel was not streamed, was not recorded. There were some very awesome members of the community who just frantically tried to upload all the things that happened there, but we didn't really know about it, and we definitely hadn't seen it before. And this is, again, a lot more intense than I thought it would be, and I'm going to stop saying that at this point because Monster Hunter, the Capcom team over on Monster Hunter, is giving us so many things to work with. I'm gonna die. You can change things like the fly sheet, which is the very top of the tent. You can change the middle of the tent. You can change the inner of the tent. You can change the patterns. You can change the colors of the patterns. You can put stickers on it. You can change how those stickers are, the orientation of them, the size of them. You can create essentially whatever you want. And listen, room customization in Monster Hunter is very, very cool, but I just feel really connected to my camp. You know, it's the place where I prepare for hunts. It's where I go when I die. It's where I eat with my Palico and Alma. I just feel really connected to these camps, and I'm so excited that we can customize them in the way that we can, because it really looks like you're going to be able to make whatever designs you want with the tools that they're giving you. Because even if there is a stamp that looks like a Palico face, for example, you're going to be able to change that to really make it look like a lot of different things. You can put other stuff attached to it. I'm gonna go nuts over what you guys end up creating because I know it's gonna be incredible and maybe also a little bit scary. But not only can you change the actual tent itself, you can change the furniture around the camp. So you remember at the very beginning of your beta journey, if you did play the beta or if you watched the beta, you came into contact with a camp that had Alma outside of it and she gave you a little questionnaire, and then there was a barrel that you could train on, that you could hit a little bit to get to know your weapon. You can actually put that same barrel outside of your pop-up camp. Now there will be a full training room, which we will delve into big details on in another video, but you can also just put a barrel outside of your pop-up camp if you want to just like hit it a little bit and try some weapons out and not go so in depth. But you also have things like a campfire, some chairs, a table. You can change your lantern, which is the little thing that goes outside of your camp. There's a lot of options here, and I know that they're going to be giving us a lot of things that we can unlock. Now, some of this will be unlocked in-game for sure. If you've played Monster Hunter before, with room customization, there are a bunch of quests that you could do in order to unlock more of this kind of stuff. However, there will, of course, also be MTX for other things. This is kind of what Monster Hunter does when it comes to these types of things. They give you mountains and mountains of free possibilities, but then they also do sell some other stuff on the side. And I gotta tell you, as someone who likes to customize everything, my wallet is a little fearful. Another thing that we got to take a look at that is huge for character customization and fashion is you will now be able to hide every single part of your armor. There's no more just hiding your headpiece, which sometimes we want to do to show off our hair, you know. You will be able to hide all of it if you want. So if you want to look like a sexy hunter as soon as possible without waiting for some sexy armor, you can go out in your panties if you want. I love this because there are some times where it's actually happened in the beta where I wanted to wear like a little tube top, but I didn't really have a little tube top. So I wanted to take the shirt off, but still have my pants, you know? So this is just huge for customization and fashion. You can choose to hide whatever you want. You also can choose to show undergarments. And if you haven't seen these before, these kind of look like little mesh pieces of fabric that go between your armor and other pieces of armor. And I saw a lot of posts about people being really happy about this when we first saw it, because now they were like, I can wear any armor I want and I can have my skin be covered up by these undergarments. So you also have that option. You can wear as much as you want, or you can be as naked as you want. We also did get to see a look at pendants here. Now there was a little bit of confusion going around about these being charms that affect your stats, but these are absolutely pendants. If you look at the image, it is clearly a pendant that we are all familiar with in Monster Hunter World. And these are just little things that you can add to your weapon and also to your Seikret. So we do know that you'll be able to add pendants to your Seikret and also to your main hand weapon and your offhand weapon. So you can choose 3 different pendants, and then you can choose in this menu whether you want to hide or show them. Now, something that is huge from this menu, which we don't get a super good look at, but it's pretty clear what it is there are 2 columns next to the toggle to hide or show your armor, and this is coloring 1 and coloring 2. Now, there is a red line through on the IGN Japan footage on this, so it's probably that you just can't do it with this early level armor. But the fact that there are 2 colors gets me so excited. If you have ever been a hunter who has picked out a beautiful layered armor set that you know is going to look great together, you put it on, you change the color, and there's a pesky little piece of blue or a pesky little piece of orange. And now you have to change your whole color scheme to try and fit that pesky color that won't go away. So I'm really hoping that this is indicating that we will be able to fully change all of the pieces of armor color, because that would be huge for fashion hunters. I personally think this is the case because I'm sure the Monster Hunter team knows that we don't like that. So I am so happy about this. This is a huge W for all fashion hunters. Now, our next segment is going to be about your customization in terms of your skills. But before you leave, if you are avoiding spoilers, I just want to share this awesome clip with you. take a look at Gemma and listen to what she's humming. That's right. Our Gemma. She hums Proof of a Hero while she's making our armor and weapons. I am never, ever skipping this cutscene. I mean, for reasons, but also because that's really cool. Now, this is going to be the portion of the video where we talk about weapon skills and armor skills that we've seen from this gameplay that just came out yesterday. So if you want to avoid it, totally understand. Thank you so much for watching so far. I love you. Come back for the other stuff because it doesn't have any of this in it, but we are going to be taking a look at that now. We got to see a ton of skills via this gameplay. Now, this is all from IGN Japan, mostly is where I found it because they were looking at the crafting menu in depth. I haven't seen any English-speaking media that has uploaded this, so it is translated. Some of it we know just because we know what the skill is, but some of it is, you know, it's translated, so it might not be totally accurate, but this will give you a pretty good idea of what you can expect from your early armor skills. So in the IGN Japan footage, we were taken through Chematrice armor, weapons, La Labarina, Chatacabra, and we got to see a bunch of different things. Here's a list of the things that I found. If you end up finding more skills, please leave them in the description because I would love to know. But we managed to find Stamina Thief, Focus, Critical Draw. Interesting point about Critical Draw is it is back to going up to 100% at level 3. So that is very cool because it has been lower in previous Monster Hunters. It was 60%. So 100% is awesome. We've got Punishing Draw, Guard, and another interesting point about Guard, and you will see this with a couple other skills too. Some of them that required 5 to get the full effects of, for example, Guard, now require 3 points in it instead, which I thought was pretty cool. We also got to see Offensive Guard, Quick Sheath, Rampage from Rise, if you remember that skill, which was very cool on hammers and is on a hammer in this gameplay that we saw. We also got to see Marathon Runner, Attack Boost, Slugger, Rapid Morph is back, which is awesome. This was on a Charge Blade. We did also get to see some group skills on Lalabarina and also Conga. Now, just for a little refresher on that, armor can have monster-specific set bonuses. They can also have monster-type set bonuses. So on Lalabarina, for example, it's called Beetle News, which is hilarious. Please keep that. And this, if you wear 3 pieces of Beetle News armor, you will get Honey Hunter, which historically has given you more honey when you've picked up honey. On the Conga armor, we definitely need to keep this. This group bonus skill is called Furry Exhilaration. And if you have 3 pieces of Furry Exhilaration armor, you have Fortify. And touching on armor skills versus weapon skills a little bit as well, we did get some more clarification on how exactly that's going to work. So we have known for a little bit now that offensive skills and weapon-specific skills will be on the weapon itself. And then you have more general skills such as speed eating, recovery up, defense stuff, that kind of thing will go on the armor. But we did get some further clarification on how exactly you're going to be able to customize your weapon skills in Monster Hunter Wilds. We're taking a look at the IGN Japan article here that talks about the fact that you can not only just have weapon skills on your weapon, but you can also have weapon skills on your charm. So if you're thinking, I need 3 points of guard and I only have 1 point of guard on my weapon, you can get another point of guard on your charm. And he did also mention that you will be able to add more points, more skills to your weapons and your charms, I assume via decorations or something like that, as you're leveling them up and upgrading them and stuff like that, getting better ones. Take this screenshot, for example, which is from UCG, as they were crafting the metal bagpipes. And you can actually see that this already has 2 skills on the weapon itself. So although the article mentions being able to add more skills to your weapon and to your charms as you level them up, we're already seeing 2 skills on a very, very, very early weapon. So this is very interesting to me. What do you guys think about this new system of doing things where you have more general skills on armor or defensive skills, and then you have your weapon specific stuff on the weapon and like weapon damage stuff on the weapon? Like we know, for example, from the various articles and videos that attack boost was on a lance, focus was on a greatsword, charge up was on a hammer, rapid morph was on a charge blade, etc. I think I like this. this. Now, of course, we don't know the entire system. But I think I like what we're hearing so far because there are many situations where you find armor and it's all, say, like guard-based armor. So you as someone who doesn't have guard are like, well, I just straight up can't use this armor. I mean, you can if you're just going for fashion, but generally you're not going to use that armor. Same as if you're someone who doesn't use any like ammo and it's a armor set that's fully based around ammo, you're never going to use that armor. So I'm really hoping that this makes it to where as we're going through the game, we're going to want to get pieces and parts from all of the armor that we're coming across. And then when it comes to our weapons specifically, it can be on our weapons and charms, and it kind of just opens things up for us. Now, it's always very possible that we'll find out more and more and more details, and I'm like, oh man, I don't know about this. But I'm really hoping that it ends up giving us more choices and maybe also cuts down on skill bloat a little bit because it has gotten kind of crazy. But I would love to know what you think about it in the comments. Now, a little something I want to touch on just really quick. It's nothing too crazy, but we did see in some of the armor lists that you can get armor from small monsters, such as the Piragil, which we saw in the Scarlet Forest, or the Blokchi, I think you say it like that, which are the guys that turn into blobs if you have arachnophobia mode on. The Piragil will give you some pants, the Blokchi gives you a helmet, so it was just nice to see that we are getting smaller monster armor. So absolutely kill everything. Kill everything you find, fashion is waiting for you. We also got to see a variety of different weapons that we hadn't seen before, such as the Lalabarina Insect Glaive or the Balahara Dual Blades. We did get to see some different bows, although none of them were really the super cool looking bows, but I do want to do a separate video on all the bow information that we saw. And we finally got to see what exactly it will look like for your male character to be wearing a full-on dress, high heel stockings, because it was amazing seeing the memes come out of the Monster Hunter community when we realized that gender was no longer a thing when it comes to armor. All the boys were coming out saying, I can't wait to wear my slutty heels and my short skirt. Well, now you can see what a male character in Lalabarina armor looks like. I think that is about it when it comes to customization specifically in the new footage that we got from Wilds. As I said before, I will have a bow specific video just because I'm a bow main and I do be looking at bows. But I will also have things such as what they've learned from feedback, changes to weapons, buffs, nerfs, training room stuff, hidden details that we've seen through various pieces of gameplay that people didn't really touch on. So make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and don't forget to tell me what you think of all of this stuff because I love reading you guys' thoughts. Thank you so much for watching, and I will speak to you guys later. Bye.